Sub-Zero was also fucking great. I think Sub-Zero as one of the main antagonists of this movie. All of his ice-related things were dope. When he
so cool.
Ripped JAX arms off, that was cool. Also, what the fuck? They give him metal arms that look like they're made from an old can opener, and then when he finds his inner power is just like he gets bigger metal arm. What?
Right.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Was this power assuming you were going to lose your arms at one point? Because that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, he's not Iron Man. That doesn't make any sense. Just give him metal arms. What the fuck is going on?
When he first gets his new metal arm, or not the metal arms, the first one, and he's like punching and training, I'm like, are we supposed to believe that those metal arms can gain muscles? What?
I know. Well, yeah, what are you doing? Like, come on, harder, Sergeant. Harder, you could do it. And it's like
they're metal arms.
No,
they can go harder.
They're little tiny little arms. They're little baby arms. They're only chopsticks. They can't do anything else. And fucking Sonya's yelling at him. And it's not until Sonya's trapped that he's like, what? Just do that the first time.
Not
doesn't
into
make
that.
any sense. That was silly. That was really silly. Yeah, this movie I think it's a good jumping off point. If you were to put it, so almost every video game movie ever made is bad. And there's different levels of bad. Some are unwatchable and some are perfectly fine. And I think that's the only height we can reach. And I really, really, really thought this one would break the mold and be considered like the best video game movie ever made. And I think so far the only one that holds that title is Pikachu. I think Pikachu holds that title.
Pikachu?
Yeah. Detective Pikachu.
Oh, Detective Pikachu? Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you rank this Mortal Kombat in the list of video game movies? Where does this sit?
Man, I would say like the maybe fifth all time.
Fifth all time?
Yeah.
If you had to pick them, which is really hard to pick, but if you had to pick your if you had to pick your 5 video game, I won't even say favorites. If you had to pick 5 video game movies to watch, where does Mortal Kombat rank on the 5?
The new 2021, correct?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's tough because you're so right. Like Tomb Raider, the new one especially, was like not great.
Yeah.
Super Mario, obviously not great. Mm-hmm. Oh man, what are you looking
I'm
up
looking
some
at
stuff?
video game movies right now, and it's just so funny because there's like a list. It's like ranked best to worst, and the best one, the one that got the best, it's going off of Rotten Tomato scores.
Okay.
But it's interesting. 90% of these have less than 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
And so on this list of best, the second best has 67%.
Yeek.
Which is Detective Pikachu.
Oh, Detective Pikachu deserves higher than
totally.
a 67.
Give that
Yeah.
slap an 85 on there.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog is up there as far as this list goes. The newest Mortal Kombat is 4th. And then the fucking newest Tomb Raider is 5th. Fuck off.
That
Yeah,
movie
fuck that.
sucked.
I would say my
terrible.
favorite video game movie of all time is the first Tomb Raider. It's cheesy, it's ridiculous, but at the time I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah, it is really fucking dumb. I rewatched it like a couple of years ago. I was like, yo, this movie's so stupid, but it's really entertaining.
Yeah.
Like it's very entertaining and really funny, and Angelina Jolie is really trying really hard.
What a compliment. She's trying real hard.
Well, that's like such a cool, like just the setting, adventure, tomb raiding style, like, Indiana Jones style. That's awesome. Like, keep it up. Make a good movie in that world.
Yeah, there have not been some good. I mean, Resident Evil, obviously, I'm trying to think of but I didn't see those movies. I don't even know if they were good. Kane, do you have any that you think are really good before we get to the Instagram thoughts on this?
So I would put this probably in the middle. So like, because it is one of the best ones in a big bad bunch. But I think the first one, because I was so excited to see it when it came out, was Resident Evil.
Yeah.
The first Resident Evil. And the 1995 Mortal Kombat, because I watched it 100,000 times. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was the best movie ever made. Then I would say 2021 Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
And Detective Pikachu is my fourth, even though I don't like Pokemon. I really enjoyed that movie. And then fifth is a tough one. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my 5.
Yeah, that feels like the only list that people wouldn't be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
The first 95 Mortal Kombat movie was the first PG-13 movie I ever got into without a parent. I was only 10.
Ooh, oh
and
my.
me and my friend went up to the window and I was like, just act like we're 13. I bet you they'll let us in. And the lady was like, I don't give a shit. Go in and see this movie.
Also, the lady, I bet that girl was 18.
This older woman.
Yeah.
And people couldn't believe we got into the movie as 10-year-olds.
Did you brag to all your friends?
Oh, yeah. We're like, we saw it without our parents. It was so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. And they didn't have they had like a little homage to the song, but you got to have the full song.
Yeah, they didn't have the song.
That song is so good. It's the best thing that holds up from that goddamn movie.
I know.
Throw it in there. No holds barred.
The soundtrack to the first movie went platinum.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
wild?
incredible.
It is really good. Can we real quick before we get to it? I just gotta say, Raiden in the first one is the most ridiculous fucking character I've ever seen in a movie. We don't have enough time to get into it, but I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but it is goofy. It's the goofiest fucking acting I've ever seen. Raiden doesn't do shit, and yet he's everywhere. It's bizarre. He's so bizarre.
And yet somehow Sean Connery could have made it worse.
He would have, for sure.
His voice was so bizarre. Like, I know he's French, right?
I think
the
French
actor
Canadian
is French, but like the voice he chose to change his voice, whatever he did, it was so weird in this in the 1995 movie. I hated it.
He kept laughing. He laughed all the time.
Inappropriately. Yeah.
Yes, all the time. He's worse than fucking Willem Dafoe in Spider-Man.
Ooh, it should have been Willem Dafoe.
He'd be
that would have been great.